Okay, ready? Okay, yeah. It counts down for a second, but I never make it over here.
Hey everybody, we're going live. I'm gonna wait and see if anybody comes on. We haven't really shared for anybody come on because we posted it on Gary's Army, so or Gary's page, and he may or may not call tonight. We'll see. But we're just gonna wait here for a few minutes, see if anybody comes on.
I'm gonna get it on here first. Something.
Here we go. All right, guys. We're kind of a little mad tonight because this time change is getting to all of us. Just wondering how's everybody doing? We're just kind of blah tonight. There's a few things that we want to talk about. We want to get into some statements, or not statements, but some of the stuff in the transcripts. But we do want to tell everybody that we do have it set in stone on December the 13th. We're going to do a prayer vigil for Gary. We had a meeting with his lawyers on Wednesday, and they have got some things going on that sounds pretty good. And they think that this vigil will be good, and we're going to do it in Blount County this time, because I know every other time we've done something, we've done it in Nashville, and it's kind of hard for people to drive to Nashville to be able to go to Nashville. So this one that we're going to do it just like we do in Nashville, but we're going to have a prayer vigil. We're going to talk about Gary. We're just going to, we got to keep it going. So his lawyers thinks that it's a good idea. So we're going to do it December the 13th. And anybody that doesn't have a ride, that needs a ride, call us, because we'll get you there one way or the other. We'll come get you. We're going at 2:00. And the way that we'll go is that we'll pull out, we'll go on Chapman Highway, we'll go all the way down in 411 over to the Blount County Courthouse, and kind of like a convoy, I guess, of everybody going and supporting Gary. And then we'll just have our prayer vigil there. And we're hoping, and I keep saying that Clay will lead us in prayer, but I need to ask him to see if he'll do it. If not, we definitely will get somebody to do that for us. I do have news stations coming already. They've got it on their calendar. As long as nothing huge happens, because you know how it is with the news. They want to do something, and then something huge happens, and then they have to push it back. So we will. That's what we want to do. So everybody, if you all can please go ahead and ask for the time off. Go ahead and get with us and make arrangements. We need to make this big. We need to let people know that we're here to fight for Gary. Do you want to talk about the t-shirts and the sweatshirts?
Okay, so yeah. So the t-shirts I had posted on there the other day. That way everybody had a chance, if they wanted one, could get one before the prayer vigil. So the hoodies, what she's got on,
these,
up to an extra large is $28. Anything 2X and up will be $34. Just the t-shirts, like a regular t-shirt, up to extra large is $15. 2X and up is $18. If you want a sign, it's probably about that big, I guess. One that you can hold. It's $24, or we don't have it up tonight. We had it up last week. It's a very large, like table length banner. That's $120. Just if anybody, would want that.
You would have to have two people holding that one. So if somebody wanted to go in together, but Go ahead.
But we would have to have any orders in by Friday if you want it before December 13th, before the prayer vigil. We would have to have everything turned in this week. Just let us know. I mean, if you do want it, you can go pick it up yourself in Seymour at First Expressions, or we can go pick it up for you. We can meet anyone or whatever's convenient. But we definitely want to all show up for him over in Maryville. It's close to everyone because we discussed another one in Nashville, but that's just really hard for everyone to get to. So this one's close to home for everybody. Well, most people. So we expect to see everybody's faces in support of him.
So
This is plenty of time away. This is a couple days shy of a little over a month, actually. So plenty of time to ask off, make plans, whatever you need to do to be there.
all right, so we're streaming on Facebook again tonight and YouTube. Was trying to fix it to where we could do it all together at once, but so we're gonna try to watch Facebook comments, and then I've already got hey April, she's watching us on YouTube. Hope you're doing well. We are over on Facebook if you want to come over and join us on Facebook. Okay, let's get to it. We're gonna start. Go ahead and start. All right. So I talked to Gary, and he may call. He may call again tonight. If he does, we'll put him on. It just depends on if he gets to the phone. So I know last week that we talked about we've talked about Lester Johnson, and we talked a little bit about Bill Cogdell, but we didn't get into. I pulled Bill Cogdell's transcripts out, so I was going to read what he had to say, because we had Joyce Tipton. That was the one that Bill had told where they would find Connie.
The one that he was threatening
This one else.
because she had a warrant out on his brother.
All right, so this one is in the Sevier County trial, and of course they asked him how long he's there, and did they know James, and he said he known him for a while, and do you ever go up around that? They just asked him questions that really didn't matter, that they trade guns together, and he said that he bought one, he had bought 3 or 4 off of him. And did he ever buy a 12-gauge shotgun off of him? So this is the thing. They, in court, with the gun that they kept proposing, all through the trial, they said that Connie was shot because they showed the jurors, they gave them a gun to hold and everything. But the end of it, and Gary was talking to me about it today, is at the end of that trial, they said, and remember, she wasn't shot. Okay, so do you remember them saying that?
Yes.
So Bill Cogdell was also a suspect because he admitted to it, and he said that he doesn't remember, but he bought a 20 gauge off of him back off, he'd say a year or 2 ago. And then they asked him if he knew Joyce Tipton and Jack Sutton. Okay, Jack Sutton is no kin to any of them, and he said he did. Are they friends? He said he'd been working. Jack had been working for him, and Joyce was also a friend, and that they had been helping an old man. And then, of course, they said, I'll direct your attention back to February the 25th, 26th, that week of 1992, about a year ago, and ask you if you remember talking to a Jack Sutton and a Joyce Tipton, and in particular, whether or not. And then, of course, Smusser jumped up and he objected to that. He said it was leading the witness. He needs to ask the question. Of course, the judge sustained it. So the lawyer asked, I want to ask you whether or not you made the statement to Joyce Tipton and or Jack Sutton. I believe, when they find Connie, she'll be found burned in her car too. Do you remember making that statement to Joyce and Jack? And his answer said, a woman came up and talked to me there. come up on one Saturday and asked me, said that kind of shape would that woman be in if they find her? Something came up out of my mind. And I said, well, her might be in the water, her might be buried, they might be charred or might be burned one. And that's all I said. He come up there in my mind, and I did not tell Joyce Tipton or Jack Sutton nothing like that. The question was, you didn't tell Jack or Joyce Tipton that she's been found burned in her car. He goes, I did not. No, I did not, buddy. There's been people lying on me for over a year, and I'm getting tired of it. Question. Also, back at the same time period, February the 25th or 26th that week, did you tell Joyce Tipton or Jack Sutton that she was shot like Tommy with the 12-gauge shotgun? And of course he said, no, I didn't. You didn't tell Jack Sutton or Joyce Tipton that? No, I didn't. And the question, back at that time, did you also make the statement to Joyce Tipton? Joyce, you sure are a pretty woman. I'd hate to see anything happen to you like it did Connie. And of course, Al Smetzer, I don't think that anything to do with all this. And of course, it was overruled that he may ask that question. Did you make that statement? And he said, I told her one time I'd hate to see anything ever happen to her. Yeah, but I didn't put it, I'd hate to see anything happen to you like Tommy. Okay, so you did not making any of these statements to either Jack Sutton or Joyce Tipton? He said, I didn't say none of them. And then, of course, Al Smetzer objected, and he's already answered that. And then, I don't know, it went on, do you know a Janice Reed? And I don't know who that is. It's the first time I've heard Janice Reed. Do you know who that is?
I can't think
And
of
he
her
said,
name.
everybody knows that line thing. If you want the truth, if you want it, I'll give it to you. Back in April of 1990, do you make any threats to her? And he said he did. And General Spencer said he objected to that. He knows it's not competent. And then, of course, it goes on down. But I just wanted, okay, what I really wanted to was Joyce Tipton, her statement. Amy, you go ahead and talk a little bit about that while I find her statement.
What?
Okay, April, thanks.
Joyce Tipton.
I'm going to go off of YouTube because nobody's on. And April, you came on over, so I'm going to go ahead and go off YouTube.
That Bill Cogdell threatened her.
Yeah, I'm going to read her statement
Yeah,
where Bill Cogdell had threatened her.